we might as well get right into it. The bullshit that we all witnessed this morning. This gentleman here decided to get on Instagram and make an apology. Before we get into that, I just want to say, fuck your apology. I want to say that first and foremost. Because this is not an apology for anybody but yourself. Apologize to yourself. First and foremost. Apologize to yourself. That is the first thing I would like for you to do. Apologize to yourself for mainly the fact that you knew better a lot of times, and you still chose to disrespect yourself and your own morals. Fuck your apology, because it does not apologize for what has happened to Biggie Smalls. Fuck your apology, because it does not apologize for what has happened to Nipsey Hussle. It does not apologize for what has happened to Takeoff, Craig Mack, Andre Harrell, Heavy D, Kim Porter, so on and so forth. Y'all know how I felt about it. I said it. I said how I felt about it.
To reflect on the darkest times in your life.
Let's get into this bullshit.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. But sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted.
No, you're not. No, you ain't. You ain't disgusted. No, you ain't. No. First of all, and I pause it right here for a reason. Because it's the only time you can see, like, little glares in his eyes. Other than that, you see total darkness and blackness. Right? These are all my gifts, by the way. I had put Nipsey Hussle. Who else I put? Nipsey Hussle, Biggie Smalls, Heavy D, Takeoff. I'll get into my comment in a second. He had the nerve to actually open up the comments today. The nerve. But this bullshit apology he got going on right here. Look at him looking at the script, trying to figure out what to say next. I'm trying to stick to it, but can't. Like, your PR team told you to do this because you had this, this of course is for, this apology is for court of public opinion, and you know that. You fucking knew that. That footage that went out, was negative to your court of public opinion. And your PR team said, let us get on this live, have him apologize for what the world saw, because it don't look right on your behalf. Because more than likely, being that you have been summoned to court, we covered that already in the pod, you've been summoned to court already, Diddy, whether people want to know about it or not. You, fucker, have been summoned to court already, and you know you're going to have to go to court for one of these things. You may not be charged for Cassie, but you damn sure going to be charged for Rod. You damn sure going to be charged, possibly, allegedly, for Kim Porter. You damn sure are possibly, allegedly, going to be charged for Tupac.
I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help.
Was that before or after last year in St. Bart's? Did you seek therapy before or after you and Justin did what you allegedly did to G in them studios that night that caused him to be bleeding out of that studio, huh?
They're going to therapy. They're going to rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace.
He ain't got nothing left for you. And let me not say that, because he got mercy and grace for everybody. He is the final judge at the end of this day. But damn it, Diddy, you done did a lot. You asking for his mercy and grace and still doing the same shit that you continue to do. That's the part that pisses me off. Because this ain't the first time that you ask for his mercy and grace, is it? Is it? Notice that you had to pause after you said that. You had to take a deep breath after you said you asked for God's mercy and grace, because you know what he done said back to you already.
I'm so sorry.
And what pisses me off even more, you couldn't even get Stevie J to poke you with a needle or something? One of your kids to poke you in the side with a knife or something real quick? Give me an Academy Award winning, an Oscar winning tear or something. Give me a cry. This damn smirk you got on. Fuck your apology. This damn smirk you got on. You can't even say I'm sorry correctly. You ain't sorry. You ain't sorry for shit. Your PR team told you to do this shit. You ain't sorry for nothing.
But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day.
Bullshit. You committed to being a better man each and every day. For the past 30 years, you've been committed to being a better man?
I'm not asking for forgiveness.
Good. I'm glad you know that already.
I'm truly sorry.
No, you're not. But continue. Oh, that's all you had to say.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest time.
Wait, so let me get this straight. You not only did an apology video. But you had the nerve to not even have the balls to say Cassie's name. That's step one. And you so-called becoming a better man. That's step one. It's apology for exactly what you sorry for, nigga. You couldn't even say Cassie's name. You couldn't say you apologized to Cassie. You couldn't say you apologized for the hotel for compromising them. You couldn't apologize for the millions of people that had to see your bullshit. In live camera? Mean to tell me you didn't have the balls to say her name, dog? That's how fucked up a person you are. You didn't even have the nuts to say Cassie's name in this apology. That just shows me you sorry for more than Cassie your damn self. You are way more sorry for everything else that you've done than you are for Cassie. The moment you paused and said you asked for God's forgiveness and grace and mercy, you had to pause and think about that. Because you had to think about how many times you had to actually ask for that mercy and grace, and you fucked up on it. Time and time again, you fucked up on it. Every single time you asked for it, you went and did the same Diddy shit. All you did was change your name. You asked for his forgiveness and just changed your name after, like everybody else is going to forgive you. You swept it up under the rug with a name change. Diddy. First you're Puffy, then you're Puff Daddy. Then you just Puff, then you just Diddy. Then you just Brother Love. Ain't no love there. Ain't no love in them eyes. Where? Deepest and darkest times you seeking therapy. Shut the man. And Cassie's Cassie's husband spoke up on it. Before that, real quick, I agree with what Miss Candace Owens said in regard to this matter. Candace Owens on her Twitter said 2 days ago, he's not in jail because he's a Fed, CIA asset. Kanye tried to tell everyone, which he did. Kanye said that on Drink Champs. Only reason he trying to shut me up is because he a fucking Fed himself. That was Kanye's exact words. Gene Deal has said it many times. Been saying it to y'all for the past 20 plus years. Puffy and informant. Shout out to David Quaid that subscribed not too long ago as well. Been telling y'all for how long now, Puffy and informant? Alex, the husband of Cassie, spoke out today, 2 days ago, and reposted his letter. Said he wrote this a while back, but the words ring true. Not just today, but every day. I want my kids and every kid to live in a world that's safe for women and girls. Protect them and treat them as equals. To the women and children, you're not alone and you will be heard. If you need help, call the domestic violence hotline 1-800-799-7233. That is 1-800-799-7233. Says the letter to women and children. Men who hit women aren't men. I agree. Men who enable it and protect those people aren't men. I agree. As men, violence against women shouldn't be inevitable. Check your brothers, your friends, and your family. Our daughters, sisters, mothers, and wives should feel protected and loved. Hold the women in your life with the utmost regard. Men who hurt women hate women. To all the survivors, find the men and women who help and love. To all the survivors, your stories are real, and people believe you. To all the survivors, you're not alone. And there are men and women who care only for your well-being and safety. We want you to succeed and flourish. To all the women and children, I'm sorry you live in a world where you're not protected and you don't feel equal. I want to raise my daughters in a world where they are safe and loved. To the abusers, you're done. You're not safe anymore. You're not protected anymore. The men by your side are just as weak. You're so miserable with yourself that death would be considered a kindness. Very, very well spoken words there by Mr. Alex Fine. Once again, the husband of Cassie also. I mean, like I said, we had a very tough time watching that video. Very, very tough time. And there's people that, of course, were, triggered by that same thing. There's people that were heavily triggered by watching that as well. One person that was triggered by it, let me see, was Mr. Amir. I want to say his name correctly. It comes up, of course. Amir Matamidi. Now, some people don't know who Amir Matamidi is, but Amir Matamidi is a Grammy winner recently. Let me see. Took two home. 19-year grind. 2005, 2024. He's actually a producer in the game, and I think he's heavily associated with French Montana as well. As you see here, yeah. Question: do you think was sleeping with French Montana? Okay, yeah. So definitely, he was someone that was affiliated with French Montana. As you see here, I believe this is one of the French's videos also. No, this is the game. This is the game West Side. Okay, so let me see. Look down here. He's a very well-known producer. Amir. I thought it was Amir Cash, of course, but yeah, the #1 Billboard platinum producer, double Grammy winner, executive producer, management of Sean Don, of course, with L.A. But he actually had some words as well. I told everybody that Diddy was a ban, hashtag ban, back in 2011 when he took a pass at me over the French Montana deal. No one believed me. Diddy tried to blackball me because I didn't suck his dick. But before investigating, he didn't know my roots with the music industry and Suge Knight. Wow, of course. That's an enlightenment right there. He's heavily affiliated with Suge Knight. So that explains, of course, why Diddy couldn't do very much to him because he's still around. What goes around comes around, and I'm still here, motherfucker. Y'all seen the video today. Y'all should have listened to Tupac, Word to 50 Cent. And then, of course, he been another post. 13 years I've been exposing this man. Diddy, no one believed me till now. At that time, when you were my age, looking as good as I did, what does it say? Looking as good as I did, he wanted but homeboy didn't know I didn't get down with none of that shit. Oh, okay. I guess he was talking about more gay comments, of course. And then, of course, going down, 50 Cent had actually commented, says, I don't know, this is so bad. A lot of people aren't saying anything because they are in those tapes. Matter of fact, let's go to that real quick. Because 50 Cent reposted this as well, which I want to also reiterate that this fucker had put this out when the Cassie thing came out. Said, enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, for the truth. Sean Diddy Combs. And here we are today, after all witnessing that video, and the L.A. County District Attorney's Office had the absolute nerve to put this statement out. Statement on alleged video involving Sean. That's another thing. Then you gonna put statement on alleged video involving Sean Combs like we didn't all fucking know it was Diddy doing that? If that main caption statement on alleged video involving Sean Combs, if that doesn't fucking tell y'all that they working with Diddy, I don't know what else does. If that doesn't tell you that Diddy is involved with the LA County District Attorney's Office, I don't know what the fuck does. We are aware of the video that has been circulating online allegedly depicting Sean Combs assaulting a young woman in Los Angeles. I couldn't even put Cassie's name in it. We find the images extremely disturbing and difficult to watch. If the conduct depicted occurred in 2016, unfortunately, we would be unable to charge as the conduct would have occurred beyond the timeline where a crime of assault can be prosecuted. As of today, law enforcement has not presented a case related to the attack depicted in the video against Mr. Combs. Now you want to say it's Mr. Combs, but we encourage anyone who has been a victim or witness to a crime to report it to law enforcement or reach out. Suck my dick. Like I said, it's just the fact that y'all had the nerve to say alleged video involving Sean Combs as if we all didn't see it was Sean Combs. That right there is like I said before, if that doesn't say right there that he's a Fed, I just do not understand what else would not tell you. Like, Stephen A. Smith, I believe, had something to say too recently. Yeah, I know I'm turning red. This shit sickens me. It really does.
In the worst possible way. The career of Sean P. Diddy Combs, as we know it, it's over. It's over in the worst possible way, one of the worst possible ways you can imagine. Exclusive surveillance video obtained by CNN appears to show the music mogul assaulting his then girlfriend Cassie Ventura at a hotel in 2016. Combs can be seen striking and kicking Ventura as she tried to leave. I have the video right in front of me. We can't show it to you. Remember Ray Rice? This is worse. Beat her, kicked her, grabbed her, dragged her, threw stuff at her. Inexcusable, indefensible. When you see this video, you know what you're gonna wonder? When's he getting arrested? Damn. That's all I have left to say. The career of Sean P. Diddy Combs, as we know it, it's over. It's over in the worst possible way.
That was the main thing I had left to say. And I believe he had more to say on that. Was there another part of that video? No, it wasn't. But there was more he actually said on that. Real quick. Not this, but here's my boy Perez Hilton. This interesting.
Horrific video, surveillance footage of Diddy punching, kicking, throwing things at Cassie and attacking her repeatedly. And you are asking yourself, after watching that hotel surveillance footage from 2016, why had it not come out until now? According to Cassie, the victim in that footage, in the lawsuit that she filed last year against Diddy, she claims that Diddy paid the hotel to get that footage, gave them $50,000, and problem solved. He was in possession of that footage. What I believe happened is, in the recent raid of Diddy's multiple properties, the government came into possession of that, and the government, somebody there leaked it because Team Diddy had that until now, paid $50,000 for it, and everybody at that hotel in Los Angeles responsible for this should be held criminally responsible, because if they saw an act of violence, a crime being committed, they had an obligation to report that, and they didn't. Shame on them. Shame on them.
That is my whole thing about this. Like, yeah, I understand Diddy's not gonna get charged for this, but what about the fucking hotel? If I was in LA right now, I would be putting people together to picket sign that hotel. Because y'all are part of the fucking problem that is out here in the world today. If I had the manpower or the connections, I would be calling up the hotel to figure out the records and who was in charge and who got that $50,000, who got that hush money. I want to know who the fuck got that hush money. I really do. Because I hope you have a terrible fucking sleep at night, whoever took that $50,000. You took $50,000 to protect a man that is disgusting as Diddy. You took $50,000 to hide all of the violence and bullshit that he was doing to a woman that was just trying to escape that lifestyle. You took $50,000 to further damage the credibility of the hotel that you worked at. I agree with Perez Hilton. The hotel should be held accountable, and if the hotel wants to gain any integrity and credibility back, they would look up the records of the person and the people that took that hush money that evening and bring them forward. Because as of right now, I would be on strike for that hotel. That's just me. I wouldn't even fuck with that hotel, honestly. if y'all protecting shit like this. It's disturbing and disgusting. Because now you have to also ask yourself, yeah, he paid for that entire floor. Obviously, he paid for that entire floor if he was able to run down that bitch in his towel and throw vases at people at the elevator. He paid for that entire floor, obviously. But at the end of the day, money shouldn't be able to buy evil. It should not be able to buy evil. And another person that bothers me, I'm not going to say bothers me. Another person that his decisions about not speaking about this when it arrives is someone who went to a New Year's party with him, and I believe even not turned down, but at the time took a Revolt TV deal from him. So if it's anybody that knows certain things and certain insides, but I forgot he's also a fan of freak offs, is Joe Budden. Listen to what Joe Budden had to say about this. Shout out to Chick Smooth, by the way.
Hey, man, all you Joe Budden podcast fans gotta relax, take a deep breath, go drink some tea, and calm down. Now, a lot of podcast fans woke up this morning to hear Joe Budden's take on Diddy's assault video on Cassie. This was breaking news yesterday. A lot of people have been speaking out against Diddy, condemning Diddy. Obviously, seeing that shocking and horrific video that came out yesterday was pretty much the end of Diddy's career. So as somebody who looked up to Diddy, as somebody who was previously employed by Diddy, anytime anything happens in the news with Diddy, people look forward to hearing Joe's opinions on it. Now, Joe does not do himself any favors with the way he treats any Diddy topics. It's either put behind a paywall or Joe does not speak enough about it. But if we're going to be honest, people want to see Joe shit on Diddy. People want to see him violate Diddy. They want to see Joe call Diddy all types of names. So when fans got to the podcast this morning and saw that the Diddy segment was actually taken out by Joe, obviously this was going to add more fuel to the fire. Joe actually started trending on Twitter this morning. People started speculating that Joe was scared of Diddy. Joe gets on Twitter Spaces to address the fans and also speaks on the real reason why he removed the segment. Here's what he said.
On a serious note, though, like, you don't see how your silence on this topic is a large part of the reason why abuse continues to take place from people of power religiously, because it's like people who have these relationships, people who actually know what.
Amazing question, by the way. Asking him specifically about that. Don't you realize that that you not saying anything is further enabling people like Diddy to do the shit that they do behind the scenes? And furthermore, Joe can speak from experience with this. Not that he's a domestic violence predator himself, but he's been involved in it himself. He hasn't necessarily went on record as far as causing sexual assault on women. He hasn't been involved in hitting women. Let me just be on record in saying that. Joe's a very good man. He hasn't been on record with hitting women, but Joe's also from the hood, and he's been on record with having domestic violence cases. Not necessarily court cases, but he's had a lot of situations with women. So he, of course, can speak from experience on what's going on with Diddy, number one. Number two, he can speak from experience of the shit that he's possibly even seen with Diddy.
They are afraid to actually speak on it because of that. Like you don't see that being a real thing.
I see that's a real thing. What does that have to do with me?
It has everything to do with you. You
Why?
you have one of the largest.
See, that's what I'm saying. What does that have to do with me? It has a lot to do with you, man. That answer right there just is like, nigga, I don't even really care about this. Nigga, you supposed to care about this. As someone that has millions of fans on your podcast that look up to your word, look to your word for this type of shit, And your response is, what does that have to do with me? Dog. I'm kind of speechless on you even having that type of response of what does this have to do with me? Or what does the problem with America of people not speaking on this matter, what does it have to do with me? You as a voice of America right now, it has a lot to do with you, Joe. With great power comes great responsibility.
Platforms, period. Not just hip hop, but one of the largest platforms, period. But specifically when it comes to hip hop, and then you have Diddy, who's made his name there, and your voice, the loudest voice in hip hop, is just silent on it, and it's been silent. And I can see if this was a one-time thing, but anytime something with Diddy has come up, there's always been some excuse. It's like, oh no, we got to paywall this. Oh no, 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 we got to wait till all the evidence comes out. Oh no, 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 we can't do. And it's always something, one thing after another, where it's like you treat him like the boogeyman. And I'm waiting for the Joe I know to find his courage to speak on it, because I saw how you addressed the Duce Palooza conversation years ago.
Strong message. All right. All right. You niggas is nuts. Who else we got?
See what I'm saying? Talking about some who else we got. You niggas is nuts. And I apologize, y'all. I just turned the multi-stream on. If y'all been hitting in the chat, I can see it. I didn't have it on before. But he's ready to just go on to the next subject damn near. He don't even care. Like, I don't understand. Like, you really don't care? And dog even mentioned it like, yo, this ain't the first time you did this shit. This ain't the first time. This is not the first time that the Diddy topic has come up and you just avoided it completely. Like, you just didn't want to talk about it. All this Diddy news that been coming up, you briefly barely spoke about the Shine shit. It sounded like, oh, y'all was like, oh, I thought everybody knew this already. Yeah, everybody knew this already. This is the first time Shine himself spoke about it. And you ain't say nothing. When the Cassie shit came up, it was, oh, we have to wait for more evidence to come out. When the other assault victims came out, and Aaron Hall, all you did was do a quick segment on the lyrics of Aaron Hall. That's it. You deflected it back to Aaron Hall. You ain't talking about none of this shit that he did. What are you protecting, Joe? Is that Revolt TV contract still working? Because he don't even own that bitch no more.
Who else we got? Come on, somebody say something, goddammit. Yo, do you guys ever just think that everything is not this deep conspiracy that y'all want it to be? Like, we were dead in the middle of our broadcast yesterday. Come on, I'll put the suspense to bed. We were in the middle of our show when that news broke. So we spoke about it for 4 minutes, and then at the end, before sleepers, we spoke about it for another 4 minutes, and then we went on about our day. And I went outside with Amani last night, and he said to me, hey, man, I think y'all should readdress the Puff shit because y'all gonna get killed. And I said, why? The story was breaking. We addressed it.
Your own man had to tell you. And Imani is a good man of character too. I've seen that on the pod as well. Imani's a great man of character. Great man of intellect, knows how to articulate himself. Imani had to fucking tell you. He not even really a character on the show like that. He shows up on the fucking Patreon episodes, on the exclusive episodes like that. He had to tell you, nigga, y'all gonna get killed for not saying nothing. And what got me angry even more, as I'm listening to it, nigga, you introed the pod with Ryan Leslie. So don't tell me that it was breaking during the pod. You got that damn notice that footage was gonna be out way before that, Joe. Don't bullshit me. You introed the pod with fucking Ryan Leslie that day. And then you took it off and switched it to Fabulous. You introed the pod with Cassie's ex, Ryan Leslie. You fucking knew about that tape being out. And you chose to not put yourself on the spot. Fuck putting them on the spot about reporting on it. Forget putting the team on the spot about it. That's another thing. If you want your team to grow, put them on the damn spot about something real as it's breaking news. Everybody else is reporting on shit that's breaking news, whether they have the information or not. But you are more informed on this situation than most. So for you to tuck your tail and say, oh, we're going to... Not only did you semi-report on it, you removed the goddamn footage. Bad enough you didn't say shit about it, really. You took a little quick 15 minutes about it. Yeah, Imani said you're going to revisit it, this, and the third. But you took the whole shit out. Why? For what? Y'all could have revisited it on Wednesday. After the apology, now that he did an apology, y'all got something to revisit on. That's the problem I got with this. That's the big problem I got this. Because I'm a fan of the Joe Budden podcast, and I'm a fan of fucking Joe Budden. I'm a fan of a lot of these goddamn people I've been reporting on. I used to be a fan of Diddy. I used to be a fan of Jay-Z. I fucking used to be a fan of Drake before the Kendrick Lamar beef. I used to be a fan of a lot of these people. I don't got the obligation to protect these goddamn people like you do, obviously. That's what gets me heated about this the most. Is that Revolt TV he doesn't even own anymore, and you are still choosing to say, what does this have to do with me? It's got a lot to do with you, Joe. It's got a lot to do with you as a man to say something.
Say, yeah, but it wasn't the address. It wasn't the address that is appropriate for what happened. I said, why you say that? We did what we needed to do. He said, yeah, but I know y'all audience, and it was breaking in the moment. They wait from y'all. So I took it out. I took it out because it was insensitive for the moment. It was talking for 4 minutes about what happened, and in 3 minutes at the end is not the attention that the story needs, and it ain't the commentary that it needs. So I don't need to be the first one to run to something. We're gonna get to it on Wednesday. But what do that have to do with the way y'all are speaking in this moment? Why do y'all think after seeing a video like that somebody is running from a topic? Like I done told y'all the last time, I have absolutely zero ties with Diddy or anybody Diddy related outside of seeing his kids when I'm outside. Why do y'all think that somebody's scared to approach them? You niggas have been sounding stupid all morning long, and I didn't want it to continue all the way in the afternoon. So here we are. But
you didn't want to let it continue because you knew everybody was up your ass about it. Pause. No Diddy. You know everybody was on you about it. Because like everybody said, this is not the first time that you done tucked your tail on this topic. Speaking of what happened was blogged, just said Joe Biden at the Diddy New Year's when him and Sin had a fight because he left her to be with Diddy and Cassie after hours. See, that's the thing. Like I said before, you've been a part of situations with shorties, Joe. You've been a part of situations on top of you've been at that New Year's party. You were at the New Year's party because you were doing the Revolt TV deal. So why, like I said, are you protecting this man even further? You have no reason to even say that you want to report on this properly. Dog, you've been doing this for how many years now? Y'all know how to fucking report and shoot the shit on this. Y'all know how to say y'all honest opinion on this. Y'all don't gotta follow a fucking script for this. Y'all don't. Y'all don't need a whiteboard for this shit. Y'all don't need to do pre-production to say how you honestly feel on this fucking topic.
Some of y'all niggas, y'all are relating this stuff to like battle rap. Y'all talking about Drake. Like, what are y'all doing? Get a grip. Get a grip. Relax. Go outside. Kiss your family.
Now, I think this only adds more pressure to Joe on Wednesday to deliver an amazing breakdown of the video.
Now that's my thing, right? So, and that was pretty much all he said. That was my thing, right? You guys are intertwining it with battle rap and Drake, and you know why it has something to do with Drake, sir? Yes, he's in the Freak Off tapes, exactly. You know why it has something to do with Drake, sir? Because Drake has been affiliated now, or connected, I should say, allegedly, with the fucking Mark Hotel and Epstein. And we already know Diddy is. Diddy's been connected to Dutch Valley with Drake. So yes, this is fucking connected if you haven't been paying attention, Joe. This is all fucking connected. Unfortunately, it's all connected. You gotta pay attention out here, man. You gotta pay attention. Furthermore, how it's connected. Furthermore, how it is connected is the gentleman Corey Gamble. Now, I'm pretty sure. Word, shout out Chick Smooth. Always dropping right in the spot. And someone that has something to say about this Cassie footage, and I couldn't wait necessarily for his take on this, was my man Gene Deal.
Gene Deal, happy to have you back on the platform, my man.
How did I know you was gonna call me, Mighty? It didn't take a rocket scientist. I was figuring when I seen that this morning, that and I don't know if you know what I'm talking about yet, but when I seen that Diddy stuff hit from CNN, I said, I know Art gonna call me. Art of Dialogue gonna give me a call.
Oh, you already know I was about to hit you, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So with that being said, man, let's get right into it, man. What you think about the video that came out today of Diddy pitting his hands on Cassie?
Man, you know that was crazy. And I know people gonna think that, yo, this is all what Gene wanted to see. But now, listen here, man. The devil got a purpose, God got a plan. Do you understand what I'm saying? The devil got his purpose, but God got a plan. You understand? And it's all in God's plan, man. You understand? To let people see, because a lot of people wasn't believing that this stuff even existed, brother. A lot of people didn't even think that Cassie was telling lies, Gene been telling lies, Lil Rob been telling lies, everybody lying on Diddy. But Diddy told the truth. Diddy's the only one told the truth. He said, y'all, just keep watching. The truth will soon come out. And you see what came out? My man, he punching that little girl in the head. Yo, you don't even kick a dog, man. You don't even kick a dog, bro. He kicking that little girl like she's a dog, man. It was crazy, man. Any man that has a sister, any man that has a friend that's a girl, any man that has a child, you understand, who saw that, if they wasn't appalled, if they wasn't like, yo, I want to beat the, you know what I'm saying? We can't say that on television, man, or on the internet or YouTube, but any man who saw that, wish they could put their hands on Diddy at that time, bro. That shit was appalling, bro. It was crazy, man. And when I saw it, I could imagine what Kim went through. I could imagine what Misa went through. You understand? It was just crazy, man, for that dude to do that to that girl like that, man.
I can't believe what I seen, man. I still can't believe what I seen in that video, man. Like the way he was kicking her was like he was kicking a field goal, man.
Bruh, when I saw him run down first of all, when I saw the white towel, I got flashbacks of him and Ja Rule running out the room.
That shit is crazy. The fact that he had flashbacks of Diddy and Ja Rule running out the room. You don't want to go in there. Some freaky shit going on in there. That shit is still hilarious. So if you don't know what Gene's talking about, Easter egg, Gene's talking about the time where Ja Rule was in the room with Diddy, and supposedly some freaky shit was going on in there, and Ja Rule's cousin actually tried to get in the room, and Gene wasn't trying to let him in. When actually he barged in the room, when the cousin barged in the room, Ja Rule came out in the towel with Diddy, naked, and they both said, "You want to go in there? Some freaky shit going on in there." Yeah, Mr. Freak Off.
Of course, they had what's her name, Sarah, and the other girl in there. But I had that flashback, and then when I seen him run down the hallway, I had flashbacks when the same gang was chasing him. I was like, "What the hell?" And then when he put his hands on it, no jokes aside, because I know it's not no laughing matter, man. The just was appalling, brother. And I don't even know how they could even play that on television, on YouTube like that, and without even putting up some sensitive, you know how they put the sensitive subject matter up? That was crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, man, I can't believe it, man. I mean, because like I said, I mean, me and you've been doing interviews for years and you've been telling me stories about Diddy, but to actually see the visual.
You know, so like, bruh, I wouldn't have never allowed him to do no shit like that around me. That's why he probably never did nothing like that. You understand? When I got the aftermath, when they told me to go over to St. Luke's Hospital, because Puff was over there in the hospital, that was the aftermath. You understand? When Kim cut his wrist up with that corkscrew, his right wrist. They got pictures on the internet with his wrist banded up. Kim did that. You understand? The aftermath of them being in the Swiss hotel and he roughing her up and like he playing fight with her, and then she runs out the presidential suite and we got the big room in there at the Swiss hotel, and then I'll be like, "Yo, you all right?" And she like, "Yeah, I'm all right. It ain't nothing." You know what I'm saying? "You good?" She like, "Yeah, good." And then she go back in the room with Puff, Diddy, Brother Love, whatever he called his name is. So, you know, it's always the aftermath of something like that, bro. But in front of you, only people who commit crimes around people who commit crimes. You know, Puff know who to do that stuff around. And that was crazy, man. When I looked at that thing, to be honest, I thought that the people who was watching it, because you know at those hotels, they have security personnel that watch that stuff. And if they didn't call the police, they should be in jail. I don't care what nobody say. You know, whoever watched that tape and didn't submit that to the authorities, they should be brought up on charges.
Why do you think the video is barely coming out right now? Because you got a lot of people, you know, that's wondering why it took so long.
First of all, they know that Puff probably paid the security personnel like, because he knew it was on camera. When he made it to the hallway, when she made it to that phone, once that phone picked up, that's going straight to security. That's for emergency purposes only. So either the concierge or somebody that's handling emergency type situations when she picked up that phone. So now, Puff probably had somebody pay them off. 9 times out of 10, he had somebody pay them off, bruh. And then now Homeland Security is involved. I told you, everybody talking about, yo, they ain't got nothing on him. His dumbass son come out, make this whole tape, you understand, about what they ain't got or man, listen to me. Homeland Security looked at Cassie information. They interviewed her. Yo, when was the time he hit you? He hit you before? Yeah, we was at the hotel. He blacked my eye. They went through a whole lawsuit. Oh, he blacked my eye. We at the hotel. It was on this day, about this time. they say, okay, we're going to contact and see if the footage. Now, they got to keep that stuff in the archive. They have to have that security footage in the archive somewhere. So then what the Homeland Security say, yo, listen to me, on this day, this way, because just for accidents, like just say like you say you fell down the steps at the hotel. They got cameras in the hallway. They got cameras in the stairway. So they can see that. So now you didn't fall down the steps, but you say you did at a certain time. They go through that whole footage. So they have to keep that in some kind of archive. Now, she told them what date and by what time it happened. They contact the security personnel and the people who have that stuff in archive and say, yo, listen to me. We're going to subpoena that. We want that information. And they sent it to them because they don't want to lose their insurance. They don't want to lose their insurance. The things that they insure the hotel, so they don't want to lose that stuff. So listen, what they do, they hand it over to them. There's going to be a lot of stuff handed over. Why do you think they got all the tax returns and everything on all 18 other companies that he was doing business with? I told y'all, the Southern District of New York, they not into losing nothing. A 98.2 percentage and conviction rates. They not losing nothing. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry about that.
What was your reaction when you first seen that video, man?
I was sick as a stomach, man. I was sick in the stomach, man, because when you have daughters, you just hope somebody don't send you to jail like that. Because any real man know if somebody put their hands on their kids like that, kicking them like a dog. My first reaction was, man, there's probably a lot of other women that had that same problem with old boy. Remember Gina that got on that show, Tasha K show? And she said that, yo, he kicked me. He was punching me in my head and the side of my head. Do you imagine what she went through and she was pregnant, bruh? Come on, man. I had flashbacks of when they told me when he beat Misa so bad that he was kicking her, she had to go hide up under a car. It's crazy, bro.
It is. It really is. It truly is. So my whole thing is, and I wanted to let Gene speak his whole piece. We're gonna get back to Gene in a second. I want to let Gene speak his whole piece because that's my whole sentiment. Like the whole that whoever was working the concierge that time, whoever picked up their phone, they didn't report it to the police. They deserve to be in jail. They deserve to be in jail, and I am pretty sure that they do not have a good sleep at night. That's my thing. Second thing, Gene also had mentioned was that Diddy has a history of this type of thing. He has a huge history of this type of thing. So the feds actually know that. So this is more confirmation with them leaking this actual video right here. This is just more further confirmation and them basically testing the waters to say, oh shit, yeah, we knew about this, but this is the first time we actually getting to see about this. Like Stephen A. Smith said, we heard the stories, but this is the first time we're actually getting to see in real time, in real life, like the shit that you've been accused of, Diddy. This shit wouldn't have happened on Gene Watch. And when it did happen, it was more the situation of what happened with Kim Porter. When it did happen, Kim Porter ended up slicing your wrist up, brother. You got to remember that scar for the rest of your life Kim Porter put on your ass. Regardless if you removed her or not. You got to remember that scar for the rest of your life, allegedly. And kicking her like a dog like that, like, come on, man. You ain't no real human being like that. You ain't no real man at the end of the day. And the feds have a almost 100% conviction rate, dog. This ain't the first piece of footage that they're gonna put out. Like Gene said, this is not the first piece of footage they're gonna put out. That's what I was gonna get into. You're gonna see more than just the Cassie footage come out from this. You're going to see other pieces of footage of Cassie, as well as you're going to see other footages of possibly Little Rod. You're going to see possibly footage of what happened with the days of Kim Porter. You're going to see a lot of different things. I believe what that mole said is going to happen on November 9th has something to do with not just Diddy, but a lot of elites that have incriminating footage of them is going incriminating stories and truth is going to start come out. So I understand why this election is happening with Trump, because if he doesn't get in office to cease and desist a lot of this shit that's going on and the truth that's being told, even about him, because Biden ain't, shit's gonna get crazy. Shit's gonna get real crazy. And the last thing I want to play is Gene Deal saying the same thing that Reggie Wright said, which I believe is very true.
Do you think Diddy can come back from this? Because a lot of people saying it's over for him.
Oh, it is over for him. Come back to where? To be in the entertainer business? Listen to me, man. And I don't want to bring this guy's story up because it's old. And I know he's trying to live past it, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. Ray Rice, his wife, spit in his face. And he did what he did on that elevator. He ain't played one football game after that. Nowhere that I know of. He may have went overseas and played or something like that. I don't know that to be true. But he didn't play in the NFL, a hell of a running back. He ain't played not one down in the NFL after that. No endorsements. Nobody's going to have anything to do with old boy. And when they come out with this other stuff, he going to come back to work. I wouldn't be surprised if he do the ultimate sin, is suicide. Because bruh, he's such a narcissistic that he couldn't stand not being somewhere and not being seen. His whole life, his whole career was about him being seen in the public. It was about him, taking everybody else's dreams and making them his. And now, him nor his kids would profit from anything from Bad Boy or Sean Puffy Combs again. His kids is going to suffer behind this.
Wow, man, that's crazy to hear, man. And you knowing Diddy, you think it's a good chance he might take his life?
He was talking about taking his life at the City College thing. Yo, D. Ferg, ASAP Ferg's father, say, yo, man, we got to watch him, man. This nigga talking about killing himself. I say, so let him. If you're that weak, I said, let him. And he said, Eugene, why you say that? I said, man, listen to me, man. He ain't no good to nobody if he talking about hurting himself. His life don't belong to him. His life belong to God. What he should be trying to do right now is work his way towards God now, for real, and not that devil he been worshiping. That those people got him believing, you understand, that's the true God. Because everything from what I know, since I've been around him, everything that's gone forward has been that of the devil. The drugs, the alcohol, the partying, everything. It's been of the devil. And he's been leading not only himself, our people, into some kind of damnation through his actions.
Yeah, I'm just in disbelief, man. I mean, to see his downfall. I mean, he been on a long run, man. So, to see this is crazy, man. I mean, how long has he been famous?
Nah, so you got to realize he didn't get his fame until after he made that, remember, you got to remember this, Mighty. I said he made the atmosphere for Pac to die. He made the atmosphere for Big to die. He created the atmosphere, you understand, for Suge Knight to go to jail, because that's what came out of his mouth. So that didn't happen. His fame he didn't really come famous until after the death of Tupac and the Notorious Big, brother. So that's like 97. He went on that whole Bad Boy tour with the #1 song in the world, Missing You, where he stole the thing from Sting and the music from Source Money, the lyrics from Source Money. Didn't even want to pay that man his money. Waited all those years to pay that man his money. He was stealing people's dreams, man. He's the cause of a lot of people's death, and people ain't gonna see it the way I see it. But when you steal somebody's dreams, Black Rob probably could have changed his life. Probably could have changed the way he thought. Probably could have changed the way he was doing business if he wouldn't have stole G-Dep from him. If he would have treated Craig Mack in the correct way and not try to steal his music, use him in the way that he used Craig Mack to catapult the Notorious Big, Craig Mack's life could have been changed. If he would have never set up the atmosphere and had Big out there in California and bringing Big to that party, the Notorious Big life may still be here. If he wasn't trying to put the Bloods against the Crips, well, they was already against each other anyway, but use the Crips, maybe Tupac would have never had that altercation. But if ands, and buts were candies and nuts, like I always say, Christmas would be every day. And I understand that. But he set up the atmosphere for a lot of people. Wolf set up the atmosphere between him and BMF. Come on, man. They say one day you got to pay the piper. That's why he getting that smoke.
Sauce Money, you brought his name up. He had an issue with Diddy?
For years, Sauce Money is the one who wrote that Missing You, bruh. The #1 song for it was a #1 song on Billboard. I think he did more than Elvis or anybody. Probably Whitney Houston. But Whitney Houston's the only one did like Triple Diamond or something. But that Sauce Money was like the #1 song, and that's what catapulted him into stardom. He didn't pay Sauce Money for years. For years. And Sauce Money wouldn't say this, but I know this to be true. He did a diss song on Puff. Sent it to Jay-Z. Jay-Z called Puff and said, yo, my man, you don't want that diss song to come out about you. This is true story. I think Puff sent him $100,000 or something like that. And that was, but that could have been about 8 to 10 years after that came out. You know how much money he made and show money and everything he did on that? It's crazy. But the only person who was getting paid off that was Sting.
Yep. Sting is the only person to get paid off that as of late. For the simple fact that Sting has now, not now, but I think for the past like 6, 8, 7, 8 years now. Sting being receiving the royalties from that because he sued Diddy. Yeah, and that and rest in peace Juice World. That sample basically. That I'll be watching you. That's the sample basically that Diddy stole. Excuse me. So yeah, he has to pay Sting for the rest of his life basically. He's still paying for that. That missing you shit. So of course he paid that 100,000 to Source Money because Source Money, you know, he wasn't gonna get no more much more of that. But like Gene Deal said, you know how much show money he done received from since then? That's all Diddy perform is missing you. That's his biggest hit. That's his biggest hit. But on another note, Reggie Wright said the same exact thing about Diddy. That eventually this is all going to hurt Diddy so much to the fact that he can't sleep, the point that he can't eat, and all he can think about is all this shit that's going on around him. All this shit that's going on around him. From the tape, from all the allegations, from the sex assault cases, from Little Rod's case to Cassie to all the souls and all the people that you've hurt, man. Eventually, all this shit is going to hurt you, man. Eventually, all this shit is going to hurt you. Because an interesting revelation before I get into my conclusion of the what I said on his little post that he put. Let me show you something real quick. So ironically, he put that tape out May 17th. Look who's 7 days. They said God, right? 7 days before Heavy D's birthday. Seven days after Craig Mack's birthday. 7. And just 4 days before Biggie's birthday is when this tape is released. So, I wish they did have my gifts up here. Like I said, I put up Nipsey Hussle, Takeoff, Heavy D, Biggie Smalls. I took down DMX. I was trying to find pictures of Kim Porter, Andre Harrell, and Craig Mack for him. But I said, and he opened up the comments the right time for me. The fact that your raid is on the anniversary of Biggie Smalls' life after death is one thing. But for the release of that tape to come out on the month of Craig Mack, Heavy D, and Biggie's birthday, the souls of those you've hurt for the past 30 years has God and the heavens themselves speaking down to you, saying, enough is enough. Enough is enough, Diddy. When will you decide that enough is enough for you? As Gene Deal said. When will you take full responsibility for the actions that you've done? When will you, in my opinion, turn yourself in? I will give you great balls. You will have great balls if you turn yourself in, sir. You will have great respect if you turn yourself in. I want you to understand that, Diddy. You will have great respect from a lot of people. You can't, you know what I'm saying, be forgiven for what you've done. But you will have a lot of respect for people if you turn yourself in to the police and say, hey, I did A, B, and C. Charge me for all. You will have great respect from everybody if you were to turn yourself in and said, I did all of these crimes. I did all of these things. There is so much blood on your hands, Diddy. When are you going to take accountability for all of the blood on your hands? That is why I understand why you had to make an apology, but you couldn't say Cassie's name. Because you are sorry for more than just Cassie. You are sorry way more than just Cassie. You are sorry for so many souls that you have been responsible for taking, allegedly. You are also in purgatory, in torment, in trial and tribulation right now, for allegedly unaliving your ex, Kim Porter. Because on Sloan Bella's lives, Kim Porter has chosen to speak to her and let you know that the dog is going to have his day. And so far, Mr. Diddy, that day has come for you. Whether you want to realize it or not, the day has come for this dog. The day has come for this dog. Your son, King Combs, wants to be stupid and make records saying that the feds didn't get the house next door that we still own too. Your son wants to be stupid making remarks like that for the feds to make a revisit, whether you know it or not. See, that's the thing. It ain't gotta be CNN breaking news or TMZ breaking news for the feds to go back to the house that you own next door. They can just go back to the shit and nobody knows. Mr. King Combs. Christian. I'm calling you King. You're not like one. But the feds can go back to that home, Christian, anytime they want. Because they already have a search warrant for all of the L.A. properties that Diddy owns. They already have the search warrant for it. So if they forgot a house, best believe they can go right back to it. And I'm pretty sure they have now. Now that your stupid ass has said something. See, that's the thing. As Gene Deal said, God has a plan for everybody. Whether you follow along with that plan or not is on you. But so far, God has a plan for Diddy. God definitely has a plan for him.